Hello there, this is Ivan from Earth 92. So before we begin this weekend's race recap, I would like to say that this is the first time in the history of race recaps that we will be covering all races that happened during race weekend. So this is something that I had planned in mind for a really long time, and it's been my dream to do so, and I figured it would be the right time to do it now since it's summertime, so this should be pretty good. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with the Truck Series from Charlotte. For tonight's Truck Series race, a rookie has won the pole. But my teammate better watch out for me. Green flag's out and we're underway for the Truck Series here at Charlotte. Well, things are looking good for me so far with no incidents in stage 1, and I shall take the first stage. Well, so far we haven't had any incidents in the race. It's been pretty calm and clean for the most part so far. Also, Michael, you had one job in waving the caution flag for the promoter's caution last weekend. What happened to you with dropping it on the track? Yeah, I let a bunch of things slip from my hands over the years, but I never thought it'd be a caution flag. Maybe I should just stick to broadcasting instead of being the flag waver. Well, would you look at that? I swept both stages. This race is mine. I was unfortunately involved in another incident. Y'all better check your watches because it's Heim time! I've won at Charlotte! NASCAR should have considered looking into Heim's truck. There is no way he could have possibly been that dominant for that much of the race. The win should have gone to Caden Honeycutt. Yes, I agree with Trigger. All that just for another Corey Heim win. Anyways, let's move away from that and on to Xfinity. Well, JOM has brought another fast number 7 car here at Charlotte today. Looking forward to contending for another win here. And it is I, William Byron, who is trying to do what my teammate did last year and win in this Hendrick number 17 Xfinity car. Here we go! We are underway for the Xfinity Series here at Charlotte. Only 2 laps in and I have tire issues. Just spun out all by myself coming off the corner. Well, would you look at that, another Chris Wright wreck all by himself. Let's give this man a round of applause, everyone. Or how about we just don't give a frick about Chris Wright, that rich kid in NASCAR? The car just lost power. With that being said, I'll take stage 1. While stage 2 has been pretty calm and clean for the most part in this race, and William Byron will sweep the stages but will have to go to the back due to a speeding penalty on pit road. Oh, come on! Tire was torn apart and brought out debris on the track. I'm starting to regret my choice of switching to Ford. This rookie season can't possibly get any worse, can it? Thought I would be able to contend for the win, but I guess not. Catherine Legg was not ready for NASCAR. And just as I thought, things were starting to turn around for me. But with all that, I was able to come from the back from a speeding penalty and win the race just like my teammate did last year. Well, that race had a bunch of cautions to say the least. And now it's time for the big race, the Coke 600, along with the Indy 500 happening today. Speaking of which, before we get into Charlotte, let's have a look at how Larson did at Indy. Well, we had a bit of a delay because of little sprinkles in the area, and I'm starting 19th for today. But hopefully this year will be the year that I do all 1,100 miles and become the second driver to do it next to Tony Stewart. Well, I wrecked out here at Indy. So much for redemption and trying 1,100 miles again this year. Oh well. On to Charlotte, I guess. As a bit disappointed as I am, at least he'll be on time this year for Charlotte. Yeah, this year's Indy 500 was pretty chaotic to say the least, just as much as chaotic as the Charlotte Xfinity race. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the recap for the Coke 600. Well, I've won the pole here for the Coke 600. Perhaps it's time for me to get a win with my new team. And also, this marks a first time in history that NASCAR will be aired on a streaming service, that being on Amazon Prime. The green flag is out and we're underway here at Charlotte for the Coke 600 here on Amazon Prime. Really? I wrecked again here at Charlotte after I wrecked at Indy? And I ended up getting a penalty for a runaway tire on pit road. And a tire came off of my car under caution. Just about the same incident that Larson had. But with that, I'll win the first stage. That kid Connor ruined my 700th start. Both Jimmy and my favorite number worked out again? Come on! Carried a bit too much speed while I was entering pit road. And I shall also take stage 2. We have reached the halfway point of the race and the cars are being stopped on pit road behind the pace car. And at this time, we ask that you may join us in a moment of silence to honor and remember those who have served for us in the United States military. Thank you for your participation. Now let's get back to the race. Ouch, man, that was a hard hit I took. You've got to be freaking kidding me! I cannot get a break at all this season! Words can't describe how much pain I'm in right now because of how far this season has gone for Blaney. First stage, second stage, now I got in stage 3. I'm looking forward to getting this car into victory lane tonight. I was on track to get my first career win here, but no, my engine had to blow up out of all times just as I was about to take the lead. Gosh dang it. But in the end, after a long hard night and starting out in the back, I become the ultimate victor of this year's Coke 600 and claiming my first win on this race.
Yes! He got it! Yes! Yes!
Well, that was a great race that we just watched, and unlike all the other Coke 600s in the past, this one had a least amount of cautions, so I think that's pretty good for this year's Coke 600. But with that being said, we are now moving on to Music City at Nashville Super Speedway, so we're going on a concrete oval for this race, so looking forward to see who can claim the victory and get a guitar as a trophy. And we shall continue to do race recaps like this throughout the entirety of the season, with covering each race that goes on every weekend. So thank you guys for watching this weekend's race recap, and we'll see you next weekend at Nashville Super Speedway, and happy Memorial Day, everyone!